Hey, Jessica. I've been diving deep into this fascinating topic lately, and I can't get enough of it.
Oh, really? What's got you so captivated?
It's all about how machines learn. You know, artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Ah, that's a hot topic these days. But it can be quite complex, right?
Absolutely. But let me break it down for you. So, machines learn through a process called training. It's like teaching a child. You show them examples, and they start to recognize patterns.
Interesting analogy. But how do they actually recognize these patterns?
Well, it's all about algorithms. These are sets of rules and statistical models that the machine follows to make predictions or decisions based on the data it's given.
So, the more data you feed it, the smarter it gets?
Exactly. It's like giving it more examples to learn from. And the cool thing is, it can even learn from its mistakes through a process called feedback.
That sounds a lot like how we learn as humans. Trial and error.
Yes, exactly. But here's where it gets even more interesting. There are different types of machine learning, like supervised learning, where the machine is given labeled data to learn from, and unsupervised learning, where it finds patterns on its own without labels.
Wow, I never knew there were different types. Can you give me an example of each?
Sure thing. Let's say we want to teach a machine to recognize cats in images. In supervised learning, we'd give it a bunch of images labeled either cat or not cat, so it can learn the features that distinguish cats from other objects. In unsupervised learning, we'd just give it a bunch of images and let it figure out on its own what features are common among them.
That's fascinating. But what about reinforcement learning? I've heard about that too.
Reinforcement learning is like teaching a dog new tricks. The machine learns by interacting with its environment and receiving feedback based on its actions. So, it tries different actions and learns which ones lead to the best outcomes.
So, it's like a continuous learning process.
Exactly. And it's often used in areas like robotics and game playing, where the machine needs to make decisions in real time.
It's amazing how much machines can do these days. But are there any limitations to how they learn?
Definitely. One big challenge is bias in the data. If the data we give them is biased, the machine's decisions can be biased too. Plus, there's always the risk of overfitting, where the machine learns the training data too well and doesn't generalize to new data.
That's something we definitely need to be careful about, especially with sensitive applications like healthcare or criminal justice.
Absolutely. But despite the challenges, the potential applications of machine learning are endless, from improving healthcare and transportation to revolutionizing how we interact with technology.
It's truly mind-blowing. Thanks for shedding some light on this topic, Paul. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Anytime, Jessica. It's always fun discussing the exciting world of machine learning.